Hi, Craig Ridley here, and welcome back to my community of business entrepreneurs that are striving for business success. Today I want to talk to you about the time I was targeted by online scammers and threatened with the prospect of damaging personal content being sent to all of my clients, all of my referrers, and all of my friends. I'll run you through the way that I handled the situation, and hopefully it'll get you thinking about what you would do in the same scenario. I didn't have a plan at the time, now I do. I'd like to think that after you hear my story, maybe you'll take the time to make your own plan for dealing with any future threat that occurs to your personal reputation. In this rapidly changing world that we're living in, I suspect it won't be the last time that I have to deal with that type of threat, and sadly, I suspect that you're not going to be immune forever either. So listen to my story, put yourself in my shoes, and think about what you would do differently, perhaps. So it was just before Christmas 2017, and I received this email that just absolutely made my blood run cold. In general terms, it said, "You've picked up a computer virus from a site that you visited a while ago. We've hacked all of your linked devices, and we've been recording video and voice from the device cameras and microphones for months. We have enough content to severely damage your personal and professional reputation. We have access to your full contacts list, and we will release the content to everyone on your contact list if you don't pay up within 36 hours. Of course, my first reaction was just to laugh and dismiss the email as a scam. But then I started to think about it. The site they named is probably one that I'd visited at some point, given it's fairly well related to my work. Other details in the email text were also pretty convincing, especially the reference to this email having been sent to my work email address rather than my personal email address, which they also listed, because they said I was more likely to open every email that's sent to me at work rather than at home, which is probably right. I also received the email very late on a Friday afternoon when almost all of my IT team and my management support teams were gone for the week, so I had to deal with this threat on my own. So everything started to look and sound pretty convincing. I had no support available to advise me what to do, and I had 36 hours on this email, 36 hours to make a decision to pay up or risk embarrassment. Now, worse still, if they did have control of my linked devices, what about my wife's devices or my kids? What content could they collect from those devices if they did control the camera and the microphones? So picture yourself in that position. What would you do? Would you pay up? They weren't asking for much money after all. I think it was about $200 in Bitcoin. Pay up, they were gone. Would you just ignore the email and trust, maybe hope, that it's just a harmless scam? What would you do? Well, this is what I did. I decided that I'd rather get on the front foot and limit any reputational damage that may come, just in case. There was no way that, in my mind, that I was going to pay money to a scammer. So I sent a group email, blind copy to every person I had on my contact list. I summarised the scammer's email, and I suggested everyone should be incredibly careful of any email or any text that they got from me over the next week or so. As I said, the risk is they might also pick up a virus if that threat was indeed real. Look, I approached the email with humour and sincerely hoped that they wouldn't be too disappointed with the boring life that I lead, or too scarred by any enhancements the scammers may use to make me appear perhaps more interesting than I really am. I then held my breath, waited 36 hours, and I can tell you I nervously checked emails for the next few days. Now, thankfully, the email turned out to be a hoax and there was no damage done. But that doesn't change the fact that it may not have been a hoax. It's entirely possible that a hacker can get control of my devices and they could collect damaging content, or at least content that can be enhanced to look worse than it really is. Do yourself a favour. Learn from the stress that I went through on that Friday night. Take some time right now and think about how you would react to a similar threat to your personal reputation. Talk to your team and perhaps brainstorm an action plan that you can all follow if you get threatened. That was the first time that I've received such a sophisticated email threat. It was way more convincing than the normal rubbish that I get. Sadly though, it won't be the last time you or I get subjected to these online attacks. We've all got online lives, and our personal and professional details are becoming more and more publicly accessible for criminals to bend to their needs. I hope I never have to go through the stress that I felt during that period. It certainly made for a bad start to Christmas, I can tell you. But just in case, I suggest you develop a strategy today to deal with any future threats that may come your way. And make sure your staff also understand what they need to do if they get scammed late on a Friday night when no one's around to help them decide how to react. Now, as an interesting postscript to this drama in my life, and just to prove that good often comes from bad, the reaction from my contact list was absolutely amazing. It allowed me to connect on a very personal basis with current clients and alliance partners who sent back some brilliantly funny emails on what they were looking forward to seeing me doing in this content if it ever got released. It also gave me an excuse to reconnect with past clients, with prospects and old referral partners that I had allowed to go cold over the years. In fact, I actually booked 4 new client opportunities into the new year on the back of that email. That was a really cool outcome. And I've got some online scammers to thank for it. So look, let's just recap what we've covered today. Online scams are going to become more and more commonplace. They're not less, given the amount of personal information that we've got sitting on the web somewhere. Criminals absolutely have the technical ability to hack into your devices and spy on your life and potentially use or create content to try and blackmail you for money. You can't always rely on having professional advice around you when all this happens, so it's best to be prepared and have a plan. Firstly, for protecting yourself against hackers and scammers, but if that doesn't work, then make sure you have a plan for both you and your staff to follow when they get the scammer's email. Of course, you need to do what you can to ensure that the email is genuine before you take any action. But sometimes you're just going to have to make a decision on how to minimise the potential threat and take some action, right or wrong. So everyone's plan will be different. It'll be based on your tolerance for risk and humiliation perhaps. But look, just make sure that you have a plan. I did not have a plan on that Friday night, and that just added to the stress load that I went through. So look, that's all. Just a quick session today. I hope the information's been useful to you and that you can use it for yourself, your business and your team. But as I always say, information is absolutely useless unless you act on it. So please make a commitment to yourself right now. Think about what we've just covered. Develop an action plan that you and your team can follow if and when you get targeted by these online criminals. Now, if you were a member of Your Business Coaching Club, I'd direct you to the specific coaching modules that our members can access to help implement the business improvement strategies that are relevant to this topic. But as a non-member, well, you're just going to have to go it alone, I'm afraid, unless you make the obvious decision to join us at Your Business Coaching Club. Look, our mission here is to give you access to the very best resources and advice available so that you can improve your profit, so that you can grow and scale your business, so that you can generate wealth from your business career, and also that you can finally achieve some lifestyle balance that you've been looking for ever since you started your business journey. Trust me, you are not going to find a better value for money business coaching resource anywhere else, either online or offline. Can I ask you to check out our membership options at yourbusinesscoachingclub.com, and remember to at least jump on our list by downloading our free business success blueprints. You'll see the links below this video and in the show notes. So thanks for watching and listening to this podcast. Remember to subscribe so that we can stay in touch, and please share so that we can spread the word. Again, my name is Craig Ridley. I'm the founder and head coach at Your Business Coaching Club, and I really do look forward to seeing you in the next podcast or in the members clubhouse when you're ready. Cheers, guys.